The Bluetooth device is connected successfully.
Hello? Hello? Yay, works. Hi. How are you? So it's been some interesting days the last few days. So this following your dreams and passions and goals and desires thing, yeah, it's not easy, just so you know. It's very complicated and it gets a little sticky at times. You have to remember that you're not in control. And sometimes our wonderful universe reminds us that constantly so that we learn we're not in control. I am the conduit. I am on the ride. So now you are too. Anyway, I have a couple of things that I wanted to talk about for MECA. I just wanted to say in the beginning, through my contemplation, driving my daughter back and forth to college on my 6-hour one-way drive, I got to thinking, I think I can help out in this caregiving world in a different way. So I decided I wanted to start my own home care agency and that I would personally train them with some of the caregivers with some of the things that I had learned, especially in psychology. That more than anything else is what I was really focused on, and still am. I think we can all learn a lot of technical skills very easily, but the psychology involved in caregiving is extremely important. Caregivers spend about 70%, direct care workers spend about 70% of the time with a patient or client or what you will. So as I was learning about psychology and boundaries, I started realizing how many of those boundaries were so enmeshed with my daughter, and having to, not only with her, with others as well, like really try to figure out what my boundaries were, maybe. Anyway, so I wanted to start this home care agency and started doing some research and working with some caregivers and realizing what a crisis we're in. And crisis meaning for real, we're in a huge crisis. It's like in Minnesota alone, we have a 9,000 PCA or direct care worker shortage, okay? And in just 2 years in Minnesota, that number will reach above 25,000. And I'm going, okay, that isn't good. And then through more research done nationally, I find out that we're in a huge, or going to be in the next decade, if you're not already starting to show signs in your area, a huge workforce shortage. Huge. Across the board. Oh my gosh. And I kind of feel like I'm Chicken Little in a way, like the sky is falling. But we kind of are. And the reason being is because our population is aging at such an astronomical rate. So basically, in the next few years, 1 in every 5 people will be 65 and older. Basically, a lot of people at the same time are leaving the workforce. Okay, this is going to cause a huge problem, and it already is in this caregiving sector. And if you look around, it also is affecting a lot of other sectors, like within DHS, Department of Human Services. It's causing, well, you can just look and see the unemployment rate, okay? I'm not trying to get political. However, it really wouldn't matter who is president or who was president at this time or for the next 2-3 decades with the unemployment rate, because we're going into a workforce shortage across the board, not just Minnesota, not just this country, but the entire world. So we have to first, I have a plan, so don't worry. It's taken care of. It's already done. We got a plan. So basically, how we start is taking care of those who are our most vulnerable population, okay? Well, in order to do that, we have to have caregivers, and basically, we have to inspire the younger generation to become caregivers. So we can do this together, and I know that's going to be difficult for some to understand how we can get these amazing children to be caregivers, but the truth is they are pretty amazing, and it just is how you talk to them, because you can't tell them things. You have to actually hear what they're saying. And here's the thing. Our younger generation wants to change the world. They want to do it. And I think they can, with our help. So, first, anybody who's already in a health and human services degree field, in college, in post-secondary school of any kind, they can be caregivers while they're in school. so they could get a grant and pay to be a caregiver. Okay, and here's the deal. The reason being is they're doing what their interest and passion already is. They would be already working with humans, you know? So the health sciences. So any of the health sciences, yeah, come into the caregiving field, the direct care workforce, and they will get grants from their schools in order to give care to others and be interning at the same time, learning what their field is requiring. So, and they can move up into different levels of care needed depending on where their interest lies. Then, on top of that, we can go into high schools because they are mature enough to help a lot of our less newly introduced of needing any personal care. So this is, you know, cleaning a house, grocery shopping, the list goes up from there. You know, there's a huge array of services that our children in high school could be providing, including our foster kids. This would be a great program for them to be able to relate to somebody and give care to somebody else as well. So there's a whole ladder, if you will, of supporting our younger generation to get involved now with caregiving. And I would think more than anyone, our aging population will jump on board to support this theory because they're the ones who will be needing the care extremely soon. And so I think putting together the ladder works. However, what we want to do today for our caregivers in support of the caregivers is put together this MECA grid. And the MECA grid is resources, expertise within the areas that we all need to live a happy, healthy, prosperous life. And we will work together by building this grid of resources, trusted resources where our caregivers can go anytime to get advice and weekly, you know, tips and tricks from our experts within the grid. So any type of services that I have selected or that you want to have considered, you can email us and we will take into consideration your expertise and possibly put you on the grid. Anybody who wants to be on the grid, our user profile is pretty easy to understand and really just starting your own channel. We will have a recording that you just, a video that you can just click on and get a step-by-step. And we were supposed to do me doing it so you guys could laugh, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, so basically the caregiver MECA Maslow grid is a supportive resources, and then we will also have that link to the caregiver crates, which are the monthly subscription where caregivers get all kinds of fun, luxurious self-care items delivered to their door. So that's kind of like the second phase. So what we're really looking for right now is your expertise, and definitely the caregivers out there who love what they do and are excited to go into work every day and are really, you'll be instrumental in helping our younger folks get involved and like understand why we love what we do and what we get out of it, all the amazing, heart fulfilling, self-actualizing fulfillment that we get from providing care to others. So I want to share that with you. Yes. I just want to look through my notes really quick and make sure that I haven't forgotten anything. It's been a long day. I'm super excited to be doing this, though. I do have to say, the caregiver support is really going to be needed more than anything else, because the caregivers are the ones who hold this whole thing together. They're the ones that go above and beyond. So that's what MECA is going to do for you. Above and beyond. We're going to do some really amazing things together and have fun. So thanks again for listening. I love you all. I don't know when this is going to be viewed by how many people or whatever, and nobody at all. So it's all the same to me. I am going to keep doing what I love, and I hope it helps some caregivers or individuals out there. If not today, one day. But I'm sending all my love in whatever dimension or time space reality you are in.